All right, what's going on, YouTube? Um, so right now I want to talk about Victor Wembanyama. So I'm not gonna lie. I didn't watch the whole game. I only saw a couple. Uh, I only saw like a couple. The first half or so of the game. I didn't watch the whole game. I've only, because I had to do something real quick for Friday night. Um. But yeah, I woke up this morning, man, and I just saw Ticket TV's video. Shout out to him. Um Talking about how he was getting flamed on Twitter. And I had to check what he was talking about, cuz for a moment cuz I was thinking, I was like, okay, what does he mean by flamed? Like, I'm sure he must have been the leading scorer, the leader of, the squad. But nah, I checked out his box score. Only 9 points, 8 rebounds, I believe 5 blocks as well, 2 of 13 shooting. So yeah, he didn't really have a good game. And I checked on Twitter this morning, and yeah, he was getting flamed. Um, for some reason, people are already calling him a bust, and he's trash. He's not that good or whatever. Um, I mean, look, man. Everybody, you don't expect. Not everybody has a good debut. I think Ticket mentioned how when Trae Young first came into the league, he didn't really have a good game. Everybody was calling him trash. Now, as much as I don't like Trae Young, maybe I can make a video on that further down the line. As much as I don't like Trae Young, he's a baller, man. I mean, I really can't say much. He wasn't really that. I mean, when I first saw Trae Young, I didn't think he was that nice, but he proved me wrong. He's been a real hooper. I think he's been an all-star past couple. Last year, I think? I could be wrong, but guys like Victor, I believe even Kobe had a bad game in his first debut. So, although granted, he came off the bench, I believe. So I guess you really can't count that. But I'll just say this, right? Give him a chance. Give him a few games. I'm sure he'll bounce back. There was one clip that I saw where he got dunked on. I'm going to talk about that a little later. But yeah, give him some time, man. I mean, for a guy that big, I wouldn't say it was a bad game for him. I mean, he had a total of 8 rebounds and 5 blocks. I think it was good for his first game as far as defensively. I think if he just works on that a little bit more, because a guy that size, you would expect to grab a whole lot more rebounds than just 8. I mean, shit. A guy that's like, how tall is he? Like 7'5"? Like, damn, he would grab more rebounds than both teams. His team and the opposing team that he's playing against. And 5 blocks, I think it was good. 5 blocks is good for him. With the wingspan that he has, he's gonna get a whole lot more further down the line. I don't even think Shaq had that many blocks, at least far as what I know of. But, I think if he just works on that a little bit more, he'd be very, very good on the defensive side. Offensive, as far as his offensive game, I think he'll just bounce back from it. I mean, 2 of 13 shooting isn't really good. But when you have a coach like Greg Popovich, who, in my opinion, I think he's a top 3 head coach of all time. When you have a guy like Greg Popovich as your head coach, yeah, that shouldn't really be a problem. It really shouldn't. So I think Greg Popovich is going to have a great time spending time with him as far as offensive wise. And, I wouldn't be surprised if, maybe Tim Duncan and David Robinson teaches him a few things as far as post game moves and stuff like that. So, I just say give him a few games, man. For him to really just get the feel of how the NBA is and just how the game works in the NBA, I guess. About that, now about him getting dunked on, I do want to say this. I hope he doesn't, take that mentally. Because I know there's one thing I know about the NBA, man, is that, at least the NBA today, is that when you have one of those moments where you either get dunked on or crossed up or whatever you do off the field, Jordan Poole and Zion, I just hope they don't take that mentally. It doesn't affect their game. One thing I did see, or one thing I did notice, is that when Victor did get dunked on, he didn't really take it to heart. He took it to the chin and just kept it moving. I like that a lot, because I know there's a lot of not a lot of people would, it would affect them as much. So I thought that was pretty good on his side, that he didn't really take it up to heart about that. Is there anything else that I'm missing? The Spurs did win. Whoever is that champ, I can't pronounce his name. Champagnie, I think his name is. He was a monster, man. When I saw that dunk, whoo, man, I saw it through the highlights. I was like, man, who is this guy, man? Spurs should, I think he should be a part of the team too. He was really good, in his first game, in the summer league against the Hornets. Let me check his stats. Yeah, 20 points, 8 rebounds. 6 of them were defensive rebounds. That's very good. 1 block, 6 assists. Yeah, I think he had a pretty good first game for the first Spurs game for the summer league. But yeah, other than that, Spurs win 67 to Spurs win 76 to 68 against the Hornets. So yeah, pretty good game for the Spurs. I think Victor can just improve on what you did before you got to the draft. Really. So just work on what you got defensively. What you did was really good. And I think just work on your offensive game a lot more, especially with the guy like Greg Popovich and his coaching staff. I don't think it should be a problem for him anytime soon. But other than that, I think I'm going to get out of here. I think my next video will be on the Houston Rockets, because I had something to say about that further down the line. But yeah, I'm out.